Hi, Dr. Yerby here. Welcome to Learning Module 4. This learning module is going to really be about acquiring evidence and certifying or accrediting a computer lab. So in your book, you may have read that the American Society of Crime Laboratory Directors was the accrediting body for forensics labs. And it's not just for cyber, digital, computer forensics labs, it's for all types of forensic sciences. That's actually changed. There's been a merge of the ANSI, ASQ, and the ASCLD, and now so the organization that accredits forensic labs is the ANAB, the ANSI National Accreditation Board. Okay, and so really it's just pretty much the same accreditations. It's just that there's two different organizations that they kind of collaborate and they work together, and they talk about all of the different requirements to be an accredited lab. So it's more than just the hardware in the lab. It's also the managerial competencies, the budget, the security, training, uh, peer organizations, work quality. So there's all these things that go into being an accredited lab. And to be an accredited lab means that you can perform certain types of investigations that you might not be able to be certified to do if you are not an accredited lab. And for disclosure, as of August 2017, the lab here at Middle Georgia State University is not currently accredited. Doesn't mean that we don't do quality work. It just means that we have not gone through the very rigorous and somewhat expensive process of becoming a nationally accredited lab. The other things to keep in mind for this learning module, I want to talk about the layout of the lab. So you want to have the lab and an organization that works for the workflow of the types of investigations that you're going to be performing. You may have different areas of your laboratory separated either off of a network, or you might have them physically separated because of the types of cases that are being worked on. We also talk about actually acquiring the evidence, right? So that's what this learning module is about. So while I was preparing the course, I was working on a flash drive, and I was working across different computers using TeamViewer, and I accidentally deleted some files that I needed. So I said, well, this is a great opportunity to download the latest versions of FTK Imager. Right, so I went ahead and did that. It makes you go through a process of asking for the download, giving them your email, and they email you the link. Right, and then you have the software, you install it. So the current version is 3.4.33. So this is what the software looks like when you open it. I'm actually going through TeamViewer because I'm looking at my home computer here, so you see these little pop-ups on my screen. But I want to add some new evidence, and then I want to do a physical drive, and I want to go through and find the one that I'm looking for. So I can see this is a 16 gig 16 gig drive that I want to add. All right, I hit finish. All right, and now it's added my drive in here. I can see that there's one partition. This is the name. It's a FAT32 file system. I can go ahead and see that the information that I was trying to look is here on the drive. Now, getting in there and actually recovering some of the files may take some software other than just the free FTK Imager. We may need to actually use some forensic software. But the point that is important at this point is to acquire the evidence. Then what we could do is we could save this in a 81. We could examine this acquisition in a forensic software. The last thing that I want to add to Learning Module 4 is just a list of different websites that may be useful with hardware and software. So first, of course, Middle Georgia State University's Center of Cyber Forensic Operations, COCO. So here we'll have different initiatives, a few links to different websites, some free forensic tools that will give you lots of free open source tools. But it's also important to know where to get hardware. So two of the favorite sites that I have are digitalintelligence.com. And so this is where one of my main forensic machines come from. and the other one is Forensic Computers. Again, they sell hardware and software, so this is where another one of our forensic towers comes from. And then when it talks about software for mobile, Celebrite is probably your largest mobile forensic software, and Parabon being probably the second largest. They've recently changed their separate products into one inclusive product called E3, the Electronic Evidence Examiner. Of course, you have Access Data, who makes FTK, and who uses the FTK imager that I just showed you, and several paid products. And the other competitor to that is Encase. Right, so those are the two big ones. And then there's tons of free online open source forensic software as well, such as Autopsy. All right, thanks. I hope you have enjoyed learning Module 4. Thanks, Dr. Yerby.